This episode is presented to you in the form of an audiobook.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mind Over Market. I'm your host, Dion Subramani, and in the last episode, we explored why we trust brands more than people, and also how brands use psychology to build that trust. Now, let's move on to episode 3, the scarcity effect, why limited supply influences us. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful triggers in marketing, scarcity. You've probably seen it before, only two left in stock, limited time offer, or even sale ends tonight. But why do these messages make us rush to buy? Why does scarcity create a sense of urgency that overrides our better judgment? Segment 1, the psychology behind scarcity. Scarcity works because it taps into a deep rooted fear of missing out. When something seems rare or hard to get, our brain perceives it as more valuable. This is linked to what psychologists call loss aversion. We hate losing opportunities more than we enjoy gaining new ones. The moment you see only two left, your brain jumps into action. It's a survival instinct from ancient times when resources were scarce and missing out could mean danger. This urgency triggers the release of adrenaline, which speeds up your decision making, often pushing you to act before fully thinking it through. Next, let's move into segment 2, how marketers use scarcity and why it works. Marketers aren't guessing when they use scarcity. It's backed by research and real-world results. Scarcity creates a few key effects. Increased perceived value, which means if a product is rare, it feels more exclusive and desirable. Next, the urgency to act. Time pressure makes us less likely to delay decisions. And last, social proof. Seeing limited availability implies others want it too, reinforcing its value. Think about ticket sales for concerts or product launches. Scarcity isn't just about availability, it's a tool to nudge you toward action. And now we can move into segment 3, scarcity in everyday life. Scarcity isn't just a marketing tactic, it's part of everyday consumer behavior. Whether you're shopping online, scrolling through social media, or deciding where to eat, scarcity shapes your choices. We encounter it constantly through limited edition sneakers that drop once and never return, or even flash sales on shopping apps where the clock adds urgency, and also through daily restaurant specials that sell out fast and disappear forever. These examples show how scarcity taps into our fear of missing out, creating urgency and driving action. When used well, scarcity can make a product feel exclusive, exciting, and even more valuable. But there's also a flip side. Scarcity can backfire when it's overused or perceived as manipulative. Customers are savvy. They notice when a limited time only deal keeps returning or when inventory is clearly being held back without reason. This kind of manufactured scarcity erodes trust, damages brand credibility, and also turns people off. When scarcity is genuine, it adds value and excitement. When it's fake, it feels like a trick, and no one likes to be tricked. Now for our mini case study, Supreme's limited drops. One of the most iconic uses of scarcity in modern retail comes from Supreme, the streetwear brand. Supreme is legendary for its drop model, releasing extremely limited quantities of new products every Thursday. Items often sell out in minutes. Fans line up outside stores or even wait online, refreshing pages for hours just to snag a hoodie or even a t-shirt. And the result? A frenzy of demand, sold out shelves, in a booming resale market where Supreme products can fetch 2 to 10 times their original price. Why does this strategy work so well? Because Supreme scarcity is genuine and predictable. They don't pretend their items are rare, they make them rare. That authenticity fuels hype and loyalty. The community trusts that when Supreme says something is limited, it really is. Brands looking to replicate this success need to remember, it's not about limiting supply, it's about building trust that the scarcity is real and delivering consistent, high quality experiences that make the product worth the wait. Now we can move into our closing thoughts. So, what's the takeaway? Scarcity is a psychological shortcut that drives us to act quickly by making us fear missing out. Brands that use it effectively create urgency and increase perceived value, but they need to be honest to keep trust intact. In the next episode, we'll explore social proof, how seeing others buy or endorse products influences what we choose and why it's so powerful in marketing. Thanks for listening to Mind Over Market. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and share it with anyone who's ever felt the rush of buying because there's only one left. I'm Dion Subramani, and until next time, stay curious.